Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CB Nostalgia, and we have another episode of Young Justice Phantoms. Well, we are on the 24th episode of Young Justice Phantoms, and this week's titled Zenith and Abyss. Now, a lot happened this week, and it was a really fast-paced episode, bringing many threads from the whole season to a rather interesting peak. Let's dive into this week's recap and talk a little bit about what happened and what we're expecting to happen in the upcoming weeks. I did want to remind everybody to make sure you order your Young Justice Targets comic. It's linked down below, and it is one of those ways we can help get another season from Warner Brothers. Now, on with the show. Now, we open this week's episode with Lorzad proving he might be one of the evilest people in the DC Universe. He's actually visiting Oa's prison, and he's talking to Tomar II, Tomar Ray's son. Now, he's inquiring about the Kaiser Thrall, which has been returned to Earth. But wow, what he says to Tomar II is utterly evil. He mentions that he knew his father and hopes he turns out just like him, keeping in mind Lor actually murdered his father. This display of evil was something rather unexpected, but I guess it's something we should expect from the Zod family. Now, Kilowog was here for this exchange, and he seemed pretty suspect of what was going on. I'm wondering where that's going to fit into the future of the series. He wasn't part of this episode, but he clearly looked at Zod with a lot of suspicion. Now, we immediately join Nightwing and the rest of the team in the Phantom Zone, and it doesn't take long for them to run down Connor. Now, Connor is still resistant, and the initial exchanges between the team and General Zod's forces seem amicable, but it quickly starts to dissolve, and the team finds out very fast they can't use their powers in the zone, and General Zod's forces have spent decades refining the process of combat in the zone and are way more proficient, leading to them being captured by the House of Zod, with Zod trying to force them to release him and the rest of his house from the zone. Now, they are able to escape, but their fate in the zone is still fairly unclear, and we notice them throughout the rest of the episode kind of hiding out, but not interacting too deeply with Connor or the rest of General Zod's forces. Now, if we skip back to Earth, M'gann is summoned to the Justice League Watchtower, and waiting for her there is Black Lightning, Aquaman, Green Lantern Forager, as well as the Kaiser Thrall. Now, this was a pretty big reveal, because we actually find out which DC comic character the Kaiser Thrall is. And shockingly, it's Dany Chase, who is a classic Titan character. He was totally one of those metahuman children who were trafficked, and Zod actually cut his brain out and put it in this box. Now, M'gann is able to cyclically link with the character, and he's instantly likable. I have to say, Dany's story was really sad, and you totally feel for him, but you do like the character almost immediately. Now, he does have some pretty interesting powers. He does have telekinesis and extra-dimensional abilities, which plays into the rest of the episode. Now, while the team is gathered at the Watchtower, Prince Gem of Mars reaches out to the rest of the team, and specifically M'gann. He tells M'gann Connor might actually be alive, and shortly thereafter, him, along with Phantom Girl, Zeta tube into the Watchtower. Once this happens, he creates a psychic link so Phantom Girl can fully tell her tale, and gives the full story of what happened to Connor and how they ended up in the zone. Now, Superman's response to Phantom Girl's story is pretty important. Remember, he met 2 other Legionnaires early in the season, and his reaction seems pretty critical in how that's being driven forward. Now, it's also pretty clear Black Lightning wants more details. Remember, he's in charge of the League now, and Superman being hesitant to respond might be seeding some other future drama that we're pretty unaware of, but could be interesting. Now, during this, she actually tries to take M'gann to the zone to rescue Connor, but she's unable to pin down exactly how she got there, and really expends most of her powers during this process. Now, fortunately, Dany offers a solution, but quite honestly, she totally can't interface with his tech. She's more a vibe type person, but a mother box could, and this turns out to be the solution to the problem. Shortly thereafter, Orion arrives on the scene with a mother box, and more importantly, a plan. The plan is to go to Trombus, which has a red sun, and this will allow them to extract Connor, but not charge up all the Kryptonians that may come through the portal with him. Boom tubes don't restrict who goes in and out, so if they open a boom tube to rescue Connor, it's very likely General Zod and the rest of his forces will come through. This red sun provides a little bit of insurance. Now, there was a pretty cute moment because Orion actually says they need Rocket's force bubbles, and I don't necessarily think they do. I actually think he just wanted to see Rocket, which I found to be incredibly cute given their storyline a couple of weeks ago. Now, right before they go to Trombus, Phantom Girl gets a call from Macomb. Now, he's faking being the rest of the Legionnaires, and during this conversation, she totally reveals that they're headed to Trombus and they're going to rescue Connor Kent. This totally sets up an ambush situation that plays to Lorzad's advantage. Now, at this point, we head to Trombus, which is where the episode really reaches its peak. Quite a few heroes go on this journey. Black Lightning, Forager Green Lantern, Miss Martian, Dany Chase as the Kaiser Thrall, Phantom Girl, Orion, Aquaman, and Superman. So it is quite the crew. Now the plan seems to be coming together just perfectly. They open a boom tube to the Phantom Zone, and immediately General Zod recognizes it as New Genesis technology. Connor informs him it's a boom tube and he doesn't know where it goes and it could be a trap. So General Zod, along with Fiora, Ursa, and Connor all go into the boom tube. Now, one thing to note as General Zod and the rest of his team are escaping the Phantom Zone is Dick and his team are watching the whole thing go down. This is from a distance, but you can tell they're about to spring into action, but what they're going to do is unclear. I have to say, this would be an incredible time for one particular character to make a return. We did see Wally West in the zone earlier, and I wonder if this is the reunion we've all been waiting for. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Now, at this point, the ambush is triggered. Macomb shows up, and he seems to wipe out Dany Chase's consciousness from the Kaiser Thrall and takes over the device. At this point, he zaps all the heroes, disabling everybody in sight. Once Zod and the rest of his crew exit the Phantom Zone, Connor almost immediately succumbs to his wounds, and he's on a red planet, so he won't heal, and this could be very, very bad news for Connor. Now, at this point, Lorzad greets his parents and offers them the galaxy as their new kingdom. It appears as of right now, multiple Kryptonians have escaped the Phantom Zone, and there's going to be a pretty big problem for the rest of the team going forward. Now, the episode closes out at this point, and the credit scene was interesting but not revealing this week. It was simply Teakle sleeping on Warworld, suggesting to me that Clarion is visiting Vandal Savage. How this is going to play into the rest of the season is pretty unclear, but most of these credit scenes have been there for a reason, and it might be a little bit of a clue. Now, obviously, we have 2 episodes left this season, and clearly the whole story is coming to a peak. They left us on quite the cliffhanger this week, and I can't wait to see what the upcoming weeks bring us, but I am pretty sad the season is about to end. Now, I've been reminding everybody every video, we got to get these hashtags out and make sure HBO Max and Warner Brothers know how much we love the show. Renew Young Justice Season 5, and Save Earth 16 are the hashtags we're all trying to focus on. Make sure you post something positive and let them know how important this show is to many of us fans. But until we get to next week's episode, I gotta know what you guys think. What did you think of episode 24 of Young Justice Phantoms? And now that Connor's been released from the Phantom Zone and on a Red Sun planet, does he have any chance to survive? Sound off in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, not getting any updates. Peace.